In this week's video, Toby and I are going to be bringing you someplace special. This is where conservation began in Minnesota. Long before state parks were common, this land was set aside to protect something bigger: the forest, the water, the idea that not everything needs to be used up. From a small stream grew a great river. From a forest grew the foundation of Minnesota's park systems. This is Itasca State Park. The park was started back in 1891, and it was to preserve this land because most of it was being logged out. Now, this area holds some of the only standing old-growth red and white pine forests in Minnesota. Many of the trees in this park have stood here for more than 200 years. And at the heart of this park is Lake Itasca. That's where the Mississippi River starts its journey, flowing 2,300 miles south down to the Gulf. Check that out. Probably not what you think when you think of the Mississippi. I gotta grab a map of this place. Bingo. This place is big, over 32,000 acres, 200 campsites, visitor centers. I'd get lost for sure. It'd be a pretty safe bet to say that during the summer, all 200 campsites are going to be full. But in the winter, they plow out 10 spots. And we're the only ones here. I wasn't kidding when I said this place was big. I've been looking for the campsites for probably 20 minutes. And I think there's 3 different campgrounds. Only one of them is open, and then we gotta find which sites are plowed out. It's a really pretty park though. Well, looks like we're getting into the right area. The sites that they plow out do have electricity. It's either $24 or $27 a night. I still gotta go online once I get here and reserve the spot. I wanted to see what they looked like before I actually picked one out though. Oh, see all the picnic tables? Can you imagine what this looks like in the summertime? A lot of people. Number 124. It's not really plowed out, but it'll do. We're going to try and get close to that electrical pedestal. Good enough. I was wrong. It's $35 a night. I'm going to use the electric heater, get all my money's worth tonight. Well, let's check this place out. Not too bad. I'm just gonna get camp set up tonight. Probably start a fire in a little bit. Now I gotta get the heat turned on. You remember last weekend I was having some issues with the glow plugs in my truck? Well, I stopped at the gas station on my way home, went to start the truck wouldn't start. Eventually I got it started, but it wouldn't start at first, and everything smelled like diesel fuel. So I went out and looked, and I ended up having a hose come loose from my fuel pump and flooded the valley on the motor. It was a mess. I finally got it working. We should probably go out and just make sure it's not leaking. Toby, you want to come up here? Come on. Good boy. I think I got it fixed anyways. It was so cold working on the truck the last few days. These motors have got to be so complicated. The leak was way down inside the valley, so I had to pull some stuff out. But if you look, you can see that it's still a little damp, but it's not floating or swimming down there. I think we got it fixed. You can kind of see right down there. I had to put a new hose clamp on. Tricky. The good news is it's fixed. At least I hope it's fixed. There's our picnic table and our fire ring. We do have bathrooms over here. I wonder if it's open. Nope. Electricity is going to be nice. Got 1,540 watts coming in. I'll probably break out the electric heater. This will be nice. Oh, we might not be on a lake, but it's still a pretty sunset tonight. Let's get this fire going. Nothing big tonight, just enough to cook a few sausages on. Probably gonna call it an early night. Tomorrow I plan on getting up early and checking out the headwaters of the Mississippi. It should be a beautiful walk. It is a little chilly out here. What do we got? I think it's 4 degrees out. The high was 10 today, and the low is 11 below. That has me a little worried though. Winter storm watch. I didn't say that earlier. Significant threat to life or property. Heavy snow, patchy blowing snow possible. There may also be a brief period of freezing rain Tuesday morning. Wind gusts could get as high as 40 miles an hour. Mint. Not what I wanted to hear. Now, I knew that we were going to be getting snow on Tuesday. For the last couple of days, they've been saying anywhere between 7 and 9 inches. But the plan was to stay here all day tomorrow, Monday, get up Tuesday morning, leave right away, go home, get the video uploaded so that way you guys are ready to jump in the truck with me and Toby and we can get out here and check out this park. But if we're going to be having blowing snow and 40-mile-an-hour winds on Tuesday morning, we may have to look at doing something else. Either way, we're going to be getting up early tomorrow morning. We got a lot of park to check out. Oh, this fire actually feels really good. I got Toby inside the camper. He's a little bit of a baby when it comes to the cold, but I can't blame him. He doesn't have any hair under his armpits and hardly anything on his stomach. He really loves nothing more than just cuddling up under a blanket. So He is in heaven inside that camper. I got kitchen nightmares on for him right now. I'm just going to sit out here, enjoy the fire for a little bit, let it burn down the coals, and then I'm going to put some Polish sausage over it. I stopped at Von Hassen's meat market on the way out of town, and that's what we're going to have for supper. Smoked Polish sausage, only the best. We're cooking right over the grate tonight. Something that I usually don't do, but mine, it's frozen to the carrier on the bottom of the truck camper. So this is gonna work. Hopefully that fire got hot enough to burn all the schmutz off that grate. They're already smelling good. I'm going to say those look good right there. Well, they are saying that we're supposed to get maybe like another 3 inches of snow tomorrow. And then if we get 7 to 9 on Tuesday, that means I'm going to be plowing snow on Tuesday for sure. The only bad thing about Minnesota is the snow that you see on the ground right here. This is the same snow that's going to be here come March. I don't know if we're going to be really cold temperatures all winter long. Maybe the truck camper rally is not a bad idea. Actually, just saying going to the truck camping rally gives me all kinds of anxiety being around that many people. So I probably shouldn't joke about it. I'm going to have some supper and then I got to get to work if you're going to be hanging out with Toby and me on Tuesday. You want a sausage, Toby? Good job, buddy. All right, Toby. Now I gotta get some work done on this computer. This week's video, Toby and I are gonna be bringing you someplace special. Toby, I know this guy. This is where conservation began in Minnesota. The trick to staying warm in these temperatures is layers, layers, and more layers. Joggers work best under your pants if you ask me. Lots of coffee. 7 degrees. Not too bad. Still pretty dark out this morning. I think that just means we get to do some more work on the computer. -7 degrees out, wind's making it feel like -4, and we still have that pesky winter storm watch. Yeah, I think it's time to get outside. You ready to go for a walk? Let's go. Oh, we got some layers for you too, buddy. You ready for this? Let's get out there. muzzleloader season is on right now for deer hunting, and they do allow that in this park, but not in the campground area or not in anywhere near the campground. So we might hear a few shots, but it's not anything that we have to worry about. Just a couple of small little flakes coming through this morning. We're going to go check out the headwaters in a little bit, but it's a distance from the campground and not a distance that we're going to be walking, not in this weather anyways. So I'll load up the camper and then we'll head over there. First, I just want to make sure that we get a good walk in for Toby. I have a lot of people ask why I don't have boots or shoes on Toby, and I can't get him to wear them. We've tried. He's gone through 2 winters out camping with me, and I can't seem to keep those things on his feet. But I have seen that there's like suspenders now that you can get for dogs, and there's no doubt that he would enjoy them if he would just leave them on. The problem is just getting him to leave them on. If you have any suggestions with that, let me know. I've even just tried to have him wear them around the house so that way he'd get comfortable with it, but so far it's a no-go. I'm thinking the suspenders might actually work though. That's his now. Well, the main bathrooms ain't open, but I wonder if these vault toilets are. Open, cleaned and stocked. Very nice. That's one pot down. Are you warming up, Toby? We got to get to our second adventure of the day. Can you be ready? The drive from the campground to the river is probably 1.5 miles, which would be fine in the summer, but not this time of year. Check this out. Not a single person here. What do you mean you're sitting this one out? You just want to lay on the bed? All right. I'll go out by myself. Stay warm. This is the Mary Gibbs, Mississippi Headwaters Center. This building is dedicated to her. She was the park's first superintendent back in 1903. Also, the first woman park manager in North America. The place is closed down now, but I'm sure they have some really cool stuff inside. I remember looking at stuff like this when I was a kid in school. So cool. They even have a cafe here. This would probably be a pretty cool place to visit when it's open. I thought I was going to have company for a second, but a locksmith pulled up. I wonder if they locked themselves out, or maybe I set an alarm on the place. I didn't touch a door, I promise. We get our first shot of the river. It just looks like a stream from here. The expedition to find the headwaters of the Mississippi ended in 1832. An explorer by the name of Henry Rowe Schoolcraft was sent here by the U.S. government to come up with a peace treaty between the Dakota and the Ojibwe. And that's when a Dakota chief led him up here to this area. Initially, it was called Elk Lake, but Schoolcraft renamed it to Itasca, which in Latin means true head, and that's why they call this the headwaters of the Mississippi. This is where it all begins. Pretty meek in the comparison of what it becomes. It's tradition. You gotta do it. It's a little icy. I think we're gonna get it. Oh, no way. Check this out. That was put here this morning for sure. I love it. That absolutely made my day seeing that heart. I'm gonna follow the boardwalk and see where it takes us. Absolutely magical. I'm starting to understand why I'm not seeing anybody else out here. It's just cold. That was a good call, Toby. My fingers are on fire right now. Well, I was just looking at the phone and we got an 80% chance of some real snow starting in the next hour. So I think Toby and I are going to leave you right here. We'll do this again next Tuesday. Until then, be kind, be honest, and we'll see you down the road. You did such a good job this week, buddy. Great video.